Chapter 2. What is healthy marketing? So far in this book, you've read about our son's childhood leukemia and have been asked to imagine falling down your stairs and injuring your ankle badly enough to require a hospital visit. I'm guessing that you weren't expecting either of these things in a book supposedly about marketing. If this was a regular marketing book, you might have been expecting me to regale you with a story about a mysterious and always unnamed business friend who implemented the principles described in his book and went from £100,000 of debt to having £1 trillion in the bank in just 6 easy steps. Similarly, if this was a standard health or fitness book, the kind often ghostwritten for a celebrity and predominantly found in airport shops, this chapter would start off by showing you the classic before and after photos of me. The first photo would show me looking more like a large potato than a human, while the second, after following the exercise program described in this book photo, would show an incredible transformation. Chiseled abs, tightly defined leg muscles, tanned body. Why do these after photos always need a person to be tanned? And of course, the obligatory new, much shorter haircut and far better lighting. The slightly worrying thing is that if I did in fact use stories like these, there are probably some people who would read them and accept them as true. How else do you think many supposed marketing experts make their money? So, for complete transparency, I am not taking that approach. While there is certainly a place for such transformational stories in the overall context of a balanced marketing campaign, I believe that the sheer extent of many of these transformations can make them seem unbelievable, out of the reach of a normal person. I want this book to be helpful to ordinary people, so I'll be keeping everything simple enough that even I can understand it. Whether I'm copywriting or marketing, training or teaching, I always work on the principle that if I can understand something, anybody can. Defining our terms. Before attempting to change any aspect of business or marketing, it's important to note what exactly we're looking to improve or achieve as a result. Remember the importance of an accurate diagnosis in the last chapter? Change for the sake of change is often nothing but foolishness. As part of my degree, I had to learn the different parts of every bone in the human body so that I could describe them accurately to a doctor if necessary. Post-graduation, when working in a hospital, I quickly became fluent in medical terminology, taking words and phrases like ORIF, open reduction, internal fixation, DHS, dynamic hip screw, and FOOSH, fall onto outstretched hand, in my stride. My wife trained as a pharmacist, so can you imagine the conversations we used to have with one another over an evening meal? This was pre-children, when we could both still string 2 words together. As medically minded as much of our conversations were, we made it up to our friends by being pretty useful with the medical questions in quizzes or crosswords. Defining terms correctly is just as important for marketers as it is for medical doctors. Unfortunately, many marketers, particularly but not exclusively those relying on online media, seem to be shockingly happy to use poorly defined phrases in their attempt to justify badly conceived goals executed ineffectively. This may of course be down to the fact that many of the solutions they offer do not lend themselves to any form of accountability or accurate measurement. By failing to define terms, they can then pick and choose what to measure, which surprisingly always seems to show them in an extremely good light. To avoid such subterfuge, con artistry and outright deception, can you tell what I really think about many marketing and ad agencies? Let's actually define our term. Before we start thinking further about healthy marketing, it's helpful to clarify what exactly we mean by both healthy and marketing. Health and fitness. The dictionary has a few definitions of health that match nicely, almost as though I planned it this way, with the main thrust of this book. The state of being free from illness or injury. A person's mental or physical condition. Using these as a guide, we could simply say that a healthy person is one who is free from illness or injury. But does that tell the whole story? Is the absence of illness or injury the only criteria we should use to determine health? Or is that only a small part of what constitutes health? Several years ago, I watched a promotional video on YouTube for CrossFit, the company that popularised functional fitness. The video was titled A Test of Fitness, and I thoroughly recommend watching it if you can find it online. It's entertaining, informative and fascinating to watch, particularly if you're interested in health and fitness. As somebody who has loved health and fitness for many years, I found myself embarrassingly stumped by a question that was asked in that video. How do you define fitness? Such a simple question, yet one I found myself struggling to answer. Is the fittest person the strongest person? The fastest? The most flexible? The one who can jump the highest or throw something the furthest distance? The one with the greatest endurance? The point made in the video was that fitness is a combination of many different aspects. If you focus exclusively on one aspect of fitness, you will only be fit in that one area. If you mix all the different components together, strength, flexibility, speed, endurance, stamina, etc., somewhere in the mix will be the perfect blend. Now, while that video was intended primarily to promote the philosophy and benefits of CrossFit, I found that it's helpful to use the same approach when thinking about marketing and business. Never skip leg day. A professional bodybuilder who focuses on the size of their biceps while neglecting their legs will look unbalanced and out of proportion. Hence the well-known saying to never skip leg day. For what it's worth, such a person is also highly unlikely to be a world-leading marathon runner, or an Olympic-level gymnast for that matter. In the same way, a business that is relying on one aspect of marketing but completely neglecting others is unlikely to be successful, however you choose to define success, particularly over the longer term. Marketing strategist Jay Abraham refers to this as being the difference between your business being like a diving board or the Parthenon. A diving board with just one supporting pillar will collapse if that pillar is removed. If one support in the Parthenon is removed, the structure will remain standing. Which would be the healthier type of business to have, a diving board or Parthenon-based one? Marketing. What is marketing? And is it even important nowadays? With an increasingly online, digital world in which we're told that people are developing ever shorter attention spans, do we even need marketing anymore? A traditional description of marketing would say that it's about promoting or advertising a product or service, of raising awareness, of helping to sell something. While this is a good starting point, it's also quite vague. What exactly does it mean? And how can you tell if your marketing is working? I prefer a much broader approach to describing marketing, for marketing is not just a department or a job title. I believe that marketing is everything in your business. Whether it's the way a receptionist answers the phone, or the appearance of your website and how easy it is to navigate, how quickly you reply to an inquiry, or the quality of the products or services you offer, everything is marketing. Effective, healthy marketing means that all the different elements of your business are working together to communicate the same message. That means that marketing is not dependent only on people whose job title describes them as marketers. Everybody working in the company, whether cleaner or CEO, salesperson or receptionist, plays a vital role in marketing and sales, but that's for another book. If we approach marketing using the framework of health, we can see many similarities to the human body. Every part of your body, no matter how big or small, plays an important role in the body working properly. If you've ever stubbed a toe or caught a finger in a door, you'll know just how painful and limiting even quite a small part of the body can be when it is damaged or dysfunctional. When something more significant is damaged or not working properly, for example following a heart attack or hip fracture, it may cause pain and limit your movement and activity for a long time. It would be ridiculous to claim that a person who is in hospital for coronary artery bypass graft surgery is healthy because their eyesight is good. Even if they have 20/20 vision, the fact they're having heart surgery suggests that something isn't working properly in their body. It would be similarly ridiculous to say that a business with a good lead generation process but poor conversion sales and follow-up processes is a completely healthy one. Either the whole business is healthy or none of it is. Blood and business. As blood is pumped through your body, it delivers oxygen and essential nutrients and removes waste products. If anything blocks the normal flow of blood, such as occurs when a clot develops in a blood vessel, it will end up causing damage to the body. If we think of marketing in the same way, essential for every part of a business, we can see that anything that prevents marketing working as it normally does may end up causing damage to the business. As with the other healthcare and body-based metaphors used in this book, this is an imperfect one. Nonetheless, it helps to think about marketing a little bit differently than a standard business book. The perfect fit. Much as a healthy body is one that can function properly without pain, stiffness, disease or damage, a healthy business is one in which all the different parts and processes, manufacturing, distribution, marketing, sales, aftercare, admin, etc., are functioning properly and working together smoothly, effectively, and without pain at any point. If we take things a step further, we can see the clear link in the human body between health and fitness. Generally, if you improve your fitness, you will improve your health. Strength, flexibility, endurance, and recovery all play an important role in fitness and health. Similarly, a fit and healthy business is one that not only functions properly, but is one that is strong, flexible, resilient, and built to last. As the subtitle to this book proclaims on the front cover, better marketing health, greater business wealth. Of course, knowledge of this is only a small part of a much bigger picture. Knowledge is absolutely useless in isolation. It is only when the knowledge about a health concern is acted upon that anything can begin to improve. As Dale Carnegie and many others said, knowledge is not power until it's applied. Said another way, knowledge is only potential power. Action is power. So, healthy marketing is best described as being marketing that permits and facilitates all the different parts and processes of a business to work together for one and only one common purpose, to generate a profit. If you don't like or agree with that definition, it's no problem. Many people feel uneasy about the thought of making a profit, particularly when that aim is stated so boldly. But that is the definition I'm using, and the one that will permeate through the rest of this book. The unhealthy alternative. Now that we have a bit more of an idea what healthy marketing is, we're going to flip things around and have a look at what happens to a business when things aren't as healthy as they should be. That's right. In Chapter 3, we're going to take a close look at marketing gone bad so that we can easily detect the common symptoms of unhealthy marketing. Unfortunately, you'll soon discover that finding unhealthy, diseased marketing is all too easy nowadays. You really don't have to go far to find it. So, without further ado, let's jump into the mess that is much of modern marketing. Brace yourself and hold your nose to avoid the stench. Things are about to get decidedly mucky in the next chapter.